Well, the Calgary Flames had lost 5 straight against the Montreal Canadiens. They go into the Bell Center tonight, last game of a road trip, 2-day break, and they come out with a 2-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens. There's Retro, it's Boomer, it's Afterburner. Appreciate you for being here. After Jack was saying before we went on that regardless of where these two teams are in the standings or whatever, they play exciting games. They're fun to watch, it seems like, more often than not, doesn't it?
I'm trying to remember the last one, but yeah, sure. Whenever Montreal comes to Calgary, it always seems to be a little bit of a buzz.
Yeah, there's always a bit of a buzz. I don't know.
There's a buzz for me always with Montreal because my old man made me stand up for O Canada watching the Habs every Saturday night in Frontier.
When you're at home. Yeah.
Guy Lafleur.
Take your hat off. Take your pants off. Stand at attention. I don't really know. It's such a weird year with everything that's going on. I don't even know what my expectations were for this game. Well, they better win. Do you need points? Like, it's such an unusual spot to be in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm sitting on the couch watching, going, do I want them to tie it up and
I know, right?
Is this an overtime or what? Yeah. What are we hoping for?
Yeah,
entertaining hockey is probably the thing that you should just let's have that. I was actually going to say, is the East more fun to watch? Is there something to that?
You know what? You'd have to go, and if you're going to pick, okay, this team I like to watch, or I think this is an exciting hockey team. Yeah, probably a lot of the first choices are going to come out of the East. Vegas is a cup winner. Are they exciting to watch, or do they just play well as a group? I don't know. I don't know if
we haven't seen all the teams this year, but on this road trip, Leafs are barn burners.
Yeah.
I liked how the Habs played tonight.
Rangers were fun.
The Sens are a young, up-and-coming, talented team.
Yeah. I have a feeling the game Saturday against the Islanders may not be.
No.
But that's just a guess.
Eastern Conference squad.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So they get the 2 points plus the 1 in Toronto. It's a 500 road trip. And that's you got to do 500 if you're going to make the playoffs. You got to go 500 on the road and then win all your home games. Isn't what Daryl always used to say? Something like that.
It's well, and again, because we've been so negative and grumpy about the squad, I'm thinking more about how do they get to 95? Because I don't want them to get to 93. Is there a path to 95? Probably, like 96.
Yeah,
because 92, 93, 90. That's Shitsville.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is Shitsville.
So if you're going to win these games, then come on.
But I mean, here's the thing, and we talked about it on the other show. You're not going to lose the 75 games.
That's what I think. I don't think so either.
You're just not going to.
Pinder was kind of arguing it, saying they were going to be a bottom dweller no matter what. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the case.
And I think even if, I don't know, because you had said if you get rid of some of the veterans by way of trade, does it make you weaker? And then are you not better off?
Well, what veterans are you getting rid of, I guess.
It depends what you're doing.
Markstrom was pretty good tonight if he's not a pipe.
Well, let's go there. I mean, Markstrom, he makes the save off of Caulfield. I was curious your thoughts on that. It was the 2-on-1 play, and Backlund had gone to the passer, and then Weegar came over as well and kind of left Caulfield all alone at the side of the net. It's like, who's got the shooter? Is it you or is it me?
Goalie's always got the shooter.
Who's taking the shooter?
Goalie's got the shooter.
Yeah. The one goal that beats him goes off of Rasmus Anderson and then off of his foot and in. The crossbar off of Anderson, one goes off the post, but a great save at the end. Why don't we do it? Let's take a look. We're going to do a little highlight of the night for Betway. Maybe none better than this one. 1:10 remaining, or at least getting down to the last few seconds of the game. And Josh Anderson left alone in front. Kadri doesn't get him. A pass from Monahan, and there you see it, the glove save. Now, he shot it in the glove.
Yeah,
but the glove had to be there.
The glove was there, at least.
The glove was there.
He was coming out, taking away as much net as possible, and it hit his glove. Good on him.
Yeah, it looks more impressive. Like, from that angle, it looks really good. And then you look from this angle. Was it going to miss the net? Maybe was it going to go? Was it going to go wide? I'm not sure, but
Well, yeah.
he was great for them. 33 saves, kept them in, made a number of. How Cole Caulfield didn't score tonight is a stunner. He's so dangerous,
Well,
especially on that power play.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you could tell when superstars get the puck on their stick because it's a different level of speed and talent, excitement, whatever you want. Like, I don't know what word to use to describe it. And he's that same way, right? Like, he gets the puck on his stick. You're like, holy shit, something's going to happen.
Yeah. And in the third period, late stages there, when they had that, when there was the magic, I guess this is the magic panty penalty, when they came across through the seam and he grabbed it and it took 1 second, 2 seconds. You're thinking it's too late, your opportunity to shoot. And then he still gets the shot away and damn near scores. It's like, holy Christ. Like that is high level skill to still be able to corral the puck and wire that thing just wide of the top corner. So as far as getting back to Markstrom, he was great. He gets back in after a couple, and you just think, and I know you can't make goalie deals, and goalie deals are impossible to make. I'll just say this. If you're a team that is out there and you're dissatisfied with your goaltending, and if Calgary's going to be a non-playoff team, you got to be thinking, what a waste this is. Because God, we feel like we could be a goalie away, and here's a guy who's playing like this and is likely to miss the postseason altogether.
With all the teams out there, well, with a number of teams in a situation where they die for a goaltender.
Yeah.
Does he not have to go and talk to those teams? Conroy, I mean, first of all, he's supposed to talk to probably Markstrom because he's got the no move clause. But
right,
I would think I would be out there going, what are you giving up? Like, what you want him?
Mm-hmm.
What are you giving me? Yeah, we'll eat $2 million. Sure, we'll eat half if you make it the right deal. Like, it might be, I don't know. What would the team give up?
I don't know. It's
maybe I'm right. Like, we think that Vladar's going to get a second.
Yeah.
What's Markstrom getting?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're paying him $4.
Because if you're prepared to eat money, and if he'll move, then it becomes a little bit easier, obviously. And will he waive the no move? On one hand, I
think he would. If you go and explain what you're trying to do, and if what you're trying to do is burn it down kind of scenario, he doesn't want to stick around for that, does he?
And if part of the reason, or a good chunk of the reason why he came, obviously it's the money, but if it's his buddy Elias Lindholm, one of the reasons he came here was to play with him. And if Lindholm's done in 70 games anyway,
well,
then
Elias, where are you going? Well, I'm going to go to one of these teams. Okay, well, I'll get there first. Like,
yeah. Or, hey, we played together for a few years. It was great. We got a few years left. I'll still see you in the summer. We'll go and do the, I don't know, Swedish, Turkish massage or whatever.
Here's a question, though. What teams are in the market? Edmonton
for sure. I would need to kind of look.
Toronto?
They're not happy with Samsonov.
Well, but those, my point is, those two are the ones that jump out to me the most.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more.
I wonder about Carolina, because Frederik Andersen's, he's out long term, and they have
Kochetkov. With Edmonton and Toronto, there's so much mud and to go. Like, you're trading them to Edmonton?
No, you never trade him. You couldn't do
right.
That.
Like, it can't happen. But they would be the most excited for a guy like Markstrom.
Yeah.
And Toronto, are you going to hand your ex-GM the Stanley Cup ring? Because you might be. But I guess maybe you don't care.
Maybe you don't. I think to a certain extent you don't care. I think the Edmonton thing is hard. And I saw guys, it was Ray and Dregs on their podcast. They were talking. I'll talk about Dreger in a moment. But Dregs was kind of saying, if you send Chris Tanev, or if you send Hanifin or Zadorov to Vancouver, are you really going to do that? And Ferraro's point was, and I agree 100%, you don't care. You play them 4 times this year. You care about the rest of the games. You care about next year's games and the years after.
Yeah,
go ahead, Vancouver. If this guy makes you that much better for the remainder of this season, then good deal for you. It's so much of a bigger picture thing. or at least I feel it should be.
I feel that way too. Now, you'd have, if you made a trade and it haunted you a little bit or really helped the Oilers, I think you'd freak. But if you got the right return and made the right choices with that return, who cares?
Yeah.
You're trying to compete down the road.
Speaking of UFAs, old Zadorov, the big cat.
He's like, he's as noticeable a player on the ice as anyone, but not always for like it's you see both sides on a shift.
You do.
Like you see both sides on a shift.
Well, on his last shift, he makes that great play to reach in on Suzuki to take away the shot on net, and then has a chance to clear the puck and can't get it out and turns it over again. It's like, this guy. But I still think that the good outweighs the bad, and there's a lot of things that he can do. And you'll get something for him in a trade. There's talk coming out of Vancouver. Guys are like the guys in Vancouver. They would love to have a big physical guy that can skate, rangy, that sort of thing. To have that guy, they would love it. So
he looks like a phenomenal skater right now. He just
does.
Flying by guys and smoothly. Not like it's like he's not even trying or just bye.
Yeah, and he won't be complaining about his ice time tonight. He played just over 21 minutes, so the agent can put his Twitter machine down for tonight. So yeah, certainly that's we'll stay with the highlight of the night. So Markstrom with that glove save. Kudos to Markstrom. Great night for him back in the nets. This would be the other one. We know who the top line is for this hockey team. It's not the Backlund line and it's not the Lindholm line. It's Kadri, Zary, and Pospisil who are getting it done right now. This is as pretty as a goal as they've maybe scored, I don't know in how long. Everybody touches the puck, backdoor tap in. When is the last time we've seen that kind of puck movement? You can't draw it up. I know they were talking on the broadcast. You can't draw it up any better. You really can't.
Watch 91 in the slot. He's happy.
Yeah, he's happy.
Honestly, I'm telling you, you go back and watch some games last year and watch when the Flames scored and he's on the ice. That's excitement.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped to see it. And yes, what a play.
Yeah, those kids have rejuvenated him. And for Zary, it's a goal and an assist tonight. That's 6 points in 6 games, 3 goals, 3 helpers. Pospisil gets an assist, had a pseudo breakaway that he anyway. But he's got 4 points in his last 5. So it's Zary and Pospisil have combined for 10 points in 11 games. And Kadri's right in there. He's got 8 in his last 7. Scoring, making plays. It felt like it was just like the other night. I'm trying to think. It felt like this line was on the ice all the time. And their ice time it was middle of the pack, but it just felt like, all right, here's the Kadri line again. Here they go again. This is the line that was really kind of getting anything done. So,
well, they are the line, because if you think of the other lines, I thought it was a back and forth game. I thought there were times where it looked like Montreal was taking over and then the Flames would have a push on. It was a very entertaining hockey game. But all in all, the Kadri, Zary, Pospisil line was the one you noticed for all the good reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's a good goal as far as the shot beating him, but
you know what? There's a lot there that happens because he gets around the defenseman right here, kind of goes over the shoulder, hooks it. It's if it's the other way around, I'm not happy with my goalie letting that in for sure. But there is something you can see that it's made a bit of a difference for sure in Nazem Kadri. We'll talk about him in a moment because he was also talking about Dreger. So we'll talk. So those are our highlights of the night. You got a pair of them. Some nights we got to scramble to find one. Big glove save to seal the win, late third period, and another goal for Connor Zary, who is on a nice little roll. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. You can get a place, son. Do you get a place? I'm not sure how that works. This is a tweet from Wes Gilbertson tonight. Only 4 Flames players have more points so far this season than Connor Zary. The team played 9 games before Zary was recalled from the minors. it's kind of an indictment, I suppose, but the facts are what they are. That these guys have come in, and they're making an impact. This isn't give guys some ice time. Oh, it'll be. I didn't see it when Zari came up. I was just thinking, damn. So Coronado's going down. When's he coming back up? And I want that too. And he's doing okay down there. I just had no expectations at all for Zari. So obviously he's blown me away. There's something there, Retro.
There is something there. You can no expectations, but now your expectation would be you have to play him. Like he's earned everything he's gotten.
Yeah.
And has rejuvenated a guy, almost feels like single-handedly brought the team some energy and excitement that they needed. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pospisil's been very good too. But and maybe it's easier for Zari because you didn't have expectations. I don't know, right?
I don't know either. Yeah.
But a point a game, that says a lot as a rookie.
And not sustainable, of course.
Well, why not? I hate,
you know what?
I got parents that say, well, I know my kid's not going to play in the NHL. Well, you're right. But guess what?
Yeah.
Somebody's kid's going to play in the NHL. So same thing for Zari.
Yeah.
Okay. Unsustainable? Yeah, probably. But why?
You don't need to be a point a game guy.
No.
And still be a very impactful guy on this team. You might be right. Why put a ceiling on a guy when he's whatever he is? 6 games into his NHL career. The road ahead, we'll take a look right now. Obviously, more to get through from this game, but Village Honda presents the road ahead. New in-stock inventory on the ground, and as always, a huge selection of used vehicles, all makes, all models, all budgets. Over 70 units on site. Access to more than 400 more inside the dealer group. Make Village Honda your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They're in the Northwest Auto Mall, of course. Your dealership for life. It is Village Honda. So it's Vancouver coming in on Thursday. Vancouver continues to roll. They got another win, last night or whatever it was. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be, is Hanifin just going to go down the hallway? Maybe Tanev just going to go,
I don't know. And that's just it. You watch a game tonight, they win 2-1, play pretty well. Is Montreal a world beater?
Not likely.
No. Right? So you're like, well, okay. Yeah, you won. But is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to read into it.
Nope, don't read into it.
Conrad, make your decisions. Move on.
So they wrap this Eastern road trip. They come back and will play Vancouver Thursday. Saturday, the New York Islanders, and then back on the road again as they have a 4-game trip that will start in Seattle. That Seattle game is next Monday. So that's what we're looking at for the next week. 4-game trip, Seattle, Nashville, Dallas, Colorado.
On the road for Thanksgiving.
Seattle to Nashville to Dallas. That's, you know what that is, Rhett? That's a circuitous route.
That's Western Conference travel.
That's Western Conference travel.
The Sabres, just as an example, where were they? I think they were at home, and then they went to Pittsburgh, and then they came home and played home tonight, and then they're gone. Like they just pop in and out these little 45-minute hour flights, and it's like driving to Okotoks from Cochrane. Like it's not a big deal. They're just popping in and around. Go play one game, come back. You go out west. You can't pop into Dallas for a game.
No.
Like, what are we talking about?
And
so
the one
these monster trips all the time.
And the last one is Dallas next night in Colorado. I mean, those are 2 pretty good teams. And then if I'm not mistaken, let me call it up here one more time. Yeah. So it's the last 2 games, Friday in Dallas, Saturday in Colorado, fly home. Vegas is here on Monday.
Oh, yeah. And then Dallas again?
Then Dallas again.
Ooh.
Enjoy this one tonight, right?
You'll know a lot.
Hey, Flames fans, enjoy it. Look at us.
Hey, next week is American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how in the F did that happen so quickly?
I know, buddy. I know. That's the road ahead for Village Honda, who right now, they are taking, of course, they've got the donations for the food bank, the Veterans Food Bank. Till the end of the month, Village Honda holding the Veterans Food Drive. They've got a Honda Ridgeline in the showroom. Want to fill that thing up with food and then take it over to the food bank. So stop by the dealership with your non-perishables or whatever your donation is. They'd love to see you and would love you to help out as they try and give back a little bit to the veterans at the Veterans Food Bank, Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, and online at villagehonda.com. We're going to take a quick break right here. Coming back. Hungry for more, and the math again, it could be the same guy in Hungry for More. You can't not talk about number 10, which we will when we come back.
I want to say a big thank you to one of our proud sponsors of Afterburner. In fact, our first sponsor of Afterburner, the original OG. It's Mandeep and our pals at BK Beaufort Liquor. They're located, you know where they are, right across from the Winsport facility on the Trans-Canada Highway. Get on that off-ramp, head up there, stock up if you're heading out of the city. Maybe it's a vacation on the weekend. Maybe you're looking for a six-pack, a special bottle of wine, or it's a special occasion. Whatever it is, stop by BK Beaufort Liquor, say hello, stop in, stock up on your way out of town, or maybe if you're just flying by in the Northwest, you can find them on Twitter at BK Liquor and on Instagram at BK Beaufort Liquor. Thanks, Mandeep.
Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy team this year with the Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool. Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that will have you winning despite your lack of team building skills. Download the Wendy's app, score yourself 150 bonus reward points on your first order, and grab a sweet victory from the mouth-watering jaws of defeat along with some fresh, never-frozen beef. Put your prediction skills to the test and score yourself 1,300 bonus points if you win the week. Use your points to grab your favorite menu items at Wendy's. Sign up to play Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool to win weekly prizes like the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's and the Wendy's app.
It's hockey season. Get ready to cheer on your favorite teams with us at the Stage Bar at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Enjoy the game on one of their huge, large screens with friends, drinks, and delicious food. Let's go. Visit GreyEagleResortAndCasino.ca for more information. How about this information? Happy hour. Doesn't get much happier than this. 3 hours of happy hour. Let's make the most of the day and your afternoons with great drinks and food. Join us at the Stage Bar and Blaze Bar and Grill for the new happy hour. Every day, 2 till 5. Great food, specialty drinks, all starting at $5. Visit GreyEagleResortAndCasino.ca for more information.
Flames 2-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens tonight. A solid night for Markstrom, as we've mentioned. Jonathan Huberdeau slides to the Backlund and Coleman line. It just feels like you're kind of picking. I didn't feel like I saw a lot. Interesting. I looked at 20 minutes for Michael Backlund tonight. Coleman, of course, misses on the 2-on-0 shorthanded chance with Elias Lindholm.
Don't you just go on a breakaway? Another guy go for the rebound.
Yeah, go get some water. I got this.
No. I'll back you up. You go and shoot and try to score. If you don't, then I'll
be the high guy. If there's a rebound, I'll hang back and get it. Yeah, it was not pretty. Anyway. But anyway, it's these lines that keep moving them around. I don't know about. I mean, Ruzicka was okay. I don't think he did much to help or hurt that line. Now they do get a goal, but Lindholm was offside. Mangiapane scores a nice rebound goal, but it gets waved off. We talked about the Kadri line, and then Backlund, Coleman, Huberdeau. For Huberdeau, 15. So again, feels like I'm picking on him, but it's just what it is. You're in Montreal. This is home. I'm guessing there's family. This is the building that's gonna really jingle your bells. 15:57 of ice, 0 shots.
And 0. No, I noticed him turn it over once. And again, I'm not trying to pile on him either, but I didn't.
It's just
notice anything else.
Yeah.
Could not have played.
I don't want to stir this with this guy, but at the end of the game, and I know we have the final 30 seconds. I don't even know if I want to bring this up because I'm always the guy. There's the scrum beside the net with Zadorov and Gallagher, and those guys are in there. Backlund is on the ice. But watch where he is.
Standing in the corner?
He's standing along the boards beside the bench. So we're 20 seconds out here. So it's still a power play. Mangiapane is in the box. There's the big cat with the
You know
limp
what?
wrister.
If you rewind that, though, somebody else should have got it out too.
Okay, well, either way. So down to the wire here.
I thought that pass going across.
Well, I know. So Zadorov gets into it. The whole team comes together. And there's plenty of red shirts in there. Now, it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, where's right? So we're short a guy. And I guess the ref is got his hand up. He's saying, hold it. Now let it go.
Are you sure we're short a guy?
Watch it, play it, and watch the top of your screen.
No, I know, but I think we have 4 guys in there.
Fortunately, this is the end of the video.
There's 4.
Oh, shit.
And you're wrong anyway, because I noticed the guy standing over there.
Backlund was just on the ice in this sequence.
No, you're wrong. They have 4. Look at in there.
Start it
Count
again.
The white helmets.
No, don't start it again. Don't start
Count the white helmets.
It's too long. It's too long of a shift.
Where's Backlund?
Wait for it.
There's no Backlund. That's got to get out right there.
And there.
There's no Backlund.
Well, all right.
Because I'll be honest, though, I saw Backlund stand. I didn't know it was Backlund. I saw him stand against the wall in the corner.
Because I went back on this, and I had seen Backlund was in the play. I'm like, are you telling me that there's a scrum and you're not gonna
4? There's 4. No, they're all 4 in there because.
And then another red shirt comes in. I'm like,
well, it was a 6-on-4.
Well, see, I shouldn't have brought it up.
But
if I'm the captain, I'm saying, F you, ref. We got 5 friggin' Habs out there at 4. No, I'm the captain. I'm going to... Anyway.
Bender would say, he's not a fighter.
Oh, I know. I know. Zadorov's the worst, but he's the best.
Is that what he's there for? Is that what it is? That's what your hope. That's what a captain has to do.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yes, that's what a captain has to do. Let's beat up on Huberdeau some more. Is that what we're on here?
No, I don't.
Can I say this on his behalf? He was at home. He wasn't playing well. But other guys were, and it was a tight game. And I honestly think he doesn't find himself until he has a 25-minute game. And not just one. He needs 3, 4, 5. I'm on record as saying he won't find himself here. And that's what I firstly and mostly believe. But if you are still holding out that he might find himself, that's your one and only opportunity to make that happen. 15 minutes isn't going to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
great topic.
But here, you know what the problem has kind of turned into is for a long time, you didn't have anyone worth that really earned that kind of ice time. Now you maybe have some guys that do earn the lion's share of that ice time.
Yeah.
So are you going to tell?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But my point is, he's going to be stuck in that 12 to 15 minutes, and he's not going to turn it around with that. He's just not going to, and it will continue to be a problem because he's not earning more ice time. But if he doesn't get it, he's not going to get better. And I'm not beating the drum for him.
Mm-hmm.
My observation and thought is that that would be the only way he comes out of it.
Yeah,
and I don't. To me,
and I just feel like it's more than just. It's not effort. It's not hard work. It's more than a hockey thing. That this guy is lost. You could see it when he was sitting on the bench. When he was benched the other night, you could see it right at the opening faceoff. They put that line out to start the game. And he was kind of standing there. It's like this guy has no confidence. He has no belief that he's going to do anything.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He got caught late. He got caught in the third period on a long shift. Had an opportunity to change, and then second guess changing, and he got stuck for longer. And it's like, you have no clue what you're supposed to be doing.
We'll do some hungry for more for DoorDash. And I mean, maybe we just did it, I guess. But with DoorDash, ordering is easy. Just get the DoorDash app, choose what you want, have it delivered right to your door. And for the limited time, for the time being, you can save 25% off your order, 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download that DoorDash app and enter promo code NATION25, NATION25, to trigger that deal for you with DoorDash. Why wouldn't you? Hungry for more. Now that you can come at it a different, either you want more from somebody or keep feeding the giving them the rock on that.
I'm going to go way off topic.
All right.
Way off topic and way out of left field. I want more. Well, see, I've already forgot the guy's name. Matthew Coronado.
Okay.
Because I think if he's playing with these kids and a little bit more energy, he got stuck playing those 9 shitty games.
That's true.
When no one was into it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how good he would be playing with some energy, some guys that are going. Give me more Matthew Coronado.
I mean, yeah, he was here when the morale was not high.
No.
Yeah, there were no wins coming anytime soon. Now I think he's got a couple of goals and he's playing. I think he's point per game and he's having success at the American Hockey League level, and that's fine. He's playing a lot of minutes. But yeah, it's.
I don't need to see Greer. I like Greer, but I don't need to see him. Let's get the kid up here. Let's go let him play with some guys that are giving her.
Yeah, it's and I'm sure it's going to happen. That I wondered if it might even happen before the road trip. And there's, I mean, knock on wood, I guess, there's no injuries. Dewar, it looked like maybe Dewar was going to play instead of Greer. Greer comes in. You know what? Walker Dewar is a guy that could probably benefit with maybe some time with the Wranglers.
Sadly, yeah, because there's not been a lot of Walker Dewar.
Not a lot of Walker Dewar this year, and it's in there. We know it's in there. You just got to find it.
There's your other DoorDash. Give me more.
A little hungry for more.
You're
hungry for more Walker Dewar.
I am hungry for last year's Walker Dewar.
Yeah. Dash that for the win. It is DoorDash. Get the DoorDash app for a limited time, 25% off and 0 delivery fees in your first order over $15. Nation25, Nation25 is your promo code with DoorDash.
Do it right now if you're listening live.
Well, and that's the thing.
Do it right now if you're not listening live.
Yeah, or whatever. Just do it. The early game, like these early games.
I do too.
It's only like 25 after 8. Get some DoorDash. Still got lots of time left tonight. I want to get to some stuff here that TSN, Pierre Lebrun, and our buddy Dregs, we're doing their insider trading tonight. Now, the GM meetings are being held, and whenever that happens, obviously things start to percolate and things come out. And as you might expect, who is the prettiest girl at the ball? It's Craig Conroy. He has got impending UFAs or pending UFAs, whatever you want to call it. And it's sounding like a lot of teams are sniffing around, wanting to know what's going on. The Hanifin deal that this was from LeBron. He said the Hanifin deal that was nearly signed and however it went sideways, sounds like it was the Hanifin side that said, we're going to hold off, was worth $60 million. So it was going to be a big money contract, right? This was no hometown discount. So I guess if you're a Hanifin fan, maybe you don't care, but that was going to be a big one. Dregs has Vancouver, Toronto, and New Jersey as the leading candidates for Hanifin, Tanev, something along the lines of these guys. And there's a couple guys that do a show. I'm trying to remember what the name is, doing in Vancouver. And I said it earlier that they believe that Vancouver loves both of them. Obviously loves Tanev, but loves what Zadorov has, which is physicality. And we see so much of them, right? We see every shift. And if you're somewhere else and you don't see every shift, you maybe don't see the turnovers or the giveaways. And all you see is, man, he laid out Bertuzzi in Toronto and he scored 14 goals last year. You don't realize 3 of them came on the last night of the season. You know what I mean? So and Treliving knows what he's getting. And I come back to it again. I don't think you want to wait on Chris Tanev. If you get something that you feel like is in the ballpark, you're happy with it, get it done now. Just get it done. I really feel like that's the way to go. And the last thing Dregs had was that Nazem Kadri wants to stay in Calgary, wants to win in Calgary, not interested in being part of a rebuild, which probably isn't stunning. Most veteran guys wouldn't want to hear that sort of thing. But
Nazem Kadri keeps playing the way he's playing. Moving him shouldn't be as big an issue.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but it's easier. You would think, in theory, there'd be more teams that would try and wrap their head around it.
8 points in 7 games.
Yeah, he's been really good. He's been really good here.
Does that not give you to me that goes, oh, okay, he can still get around it and do it.
Yeah. Hasn't looked slow.
Nope.
I don't know. I haven't really. You're looking at so many other things, trying to gauge team speed or whatever. I don't think they run up.
And from to the point, he's played well enough with those guys to the point where it's like, keep him. If they're gonna play like that, I don't have an issue with that. The issue with Kadri was that he was playing with lack of emotion, care and compete. That's gone.
Yeah, that stretch to the end of the year last year,
he was awful.
Was hard to watch for sure. Crown Royal, the generous guy. Generosity lives in the small things. Crown Royal, crown everything. It doesn't need to be money or an audience or even acknowledged. It just takes a few good people with Crown Royal.
It doesn't take $1 million donation or name on a hospital wing. This is where generosity lives.
If you got a question, fire it into the chat on we've got the Facebook group, we got YouTube. If you want to get a question in, we will get to a couple of those. And final thoughts after this. Greta, it's our home away from home for Afterburner. We'll be there for live watch parties throughout the season. Should be your spot regardless. Before, during, and after the game, grab a cocktail, something from the menu, let the games begin, or maybe you get into the game yourself. Over 50 arcade games from vintage to state-of-the-art. Load up some credits on that Greta game card of yours and get at it. Greta Calgary, located at 213 10th Avenue Southwest. Check them out online, gretabar.com.
Derek Newman of Newman Dean's Real Estate Group is a proud sponsor of Afterburner. He, with CIR Realty, whether you're buying or selling, they're the people you talk to. Let Derek do the work for you. Give him an email, dnewman@cirrealty.ca, or give him a call, 403-619-6661. They can do home staging. It's incredibly low pressure. You can get a quote, what you think a market assessment is for your place. Also, Derek, with his huge network of people in his world, can find homes that aren't even on the market yet. If you're looking to buy, he's going to hunt down the perfect home for you. He'll go the extra mile. It's Derek Newman of Newman Dean's Real Estate Group with CIR Realty. Whether you're interested in buying or selling in the greater Calgary area, give him a call, 403-619-6661. Make it easy for you. Let Derek put his network to work for you.
Coming up in January, we'd love you to be there with us. We are going to Phoenix the 11th to 13th of January. It is the Barn Burner vacation to see the Flames take on the Coyotes. We got your hotels, we got your flights, we got your game tickets. Go to nationgear.ca to book yourself a spot. $14.99 based on double occupancy. You can book your spot now at nationgear.ca. That's the website. You'll find the link on the top. Avoid all the Oilers stuff. It's there, but just pretend it doesn't. nationgear.ca, and then book your spot in. They are moving. There's a limited quantity, obviously, but it's going to be a great time. Whether they're winning or losing, who cares? It's Phoenix in January. Go and watch some hockey, hang out, have a heck of a time. nationgear.ca, once again, to book yourself in for that. And it's brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. Memorable moments with Alberta Blue Cross. It's about cherishing past moments and making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance helps you protect your memories and more. Wherever travel takes you, visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Alberta Blue Cross, celebrating life's memorable moments inspired by hockey. Let's get back to the show. Afterburner rolls on. Afterburner, sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/FlamesNation and get on your way to being your best self. For guys, it can be hard, it can be frustrating or intimidating, it can be private, and even when you get to the point of trying to get that help, where do you go? How do you do it? BetterHelp is a great way. It's a great solution because when you're ready, they are ready. Give them a try, and for good reason. We'll tell you why with the Flames Nation part there in a moment. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. There's a questionnaire that you're going to fill out. They will match you up with a licensed therapist who's going to be in line, going to have some experience in whatever it is, wherever it is that you're kind of maybe just a little bit left of where you need to be. It's tremendous. If you don't kind of connect with that therapist, you can switch at any time for no additional charge. Get the right fit and then start getting to work. identify what your challenges are, start building strategies and coping skills to then try and avoid them, or at least know how to deal with them better when those challenges arrive. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/FlamesNation today. You'll get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FlamesNation. Never know. I mean, just kind of final thoughts, I guess, on this. I found myself I wanted them to play well. When the goal was disallowed, it's like, shit. And they're taking penalties in the third. It's like, you still find yourself in a tight game wanting them to win. Maybe that changes at some point when the losses have so plentiful.
It changes if you get a win in March and you've been eliminated, and it drops your percentage points in the bingo balls. That's the only time you don't want those.
It is,
but
there's
something to be said about watching kids go out.
I was going to say it's two guys. And I'm here to watch Zary and Pospisil, and you mentioned it. Coronado will get in at some point. Pelche after Christmas, after New Year's, whatever, January, February. He's, I would guess, going to play some games this year.
If it was a team full of that, or even a handful more, you'd be all in.
You would be all in. The goalie comes back. Maybe a young defense prospect comes in some way of trade.
That's a good point. It's a tight game and you're in the game. Now, if you don't have that goaltender and Montreal's up by 4 at the end of 2.
Yeah, you're probably.
Are the kids playing as exciting?
Yeah. Maybe go work on something and go tinker in the garage for a little bit, maybe. But no, and I see a lot of people online. It's almost as though there's a drum beat from the fans to let ownership know, hey, we're going to be there. You're okay doing this. Don't feel like we're going to abandon you and not buy jerseys or tickets if you go young. That's not how it's going to go. I don't
made. Let's see, Mr. Edwards, in Conroy we trust.
Yeah,
you should too.
Yeah, that's right. Iggy be happy. I feel like Iggy wants full, just clean swath and bring in some youth. And just start over. Take her right down to the studs.
He very well might. He's been around watching young kids play, and he's probably like, dude, these guys, he's probably has the same opinion I do, where it's like, you're not going to be let down by their talent level.
No.
At all. At all.
And you think maybe we're overstating it, but we have agreed that quadri line with Zary and Pospisil has been their best line. Take those two guys out. What does that line look like?
It goes back to the first 9 games where
right?
Matthew Coronado had to leave because it was too lame around here to keep him.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was.
Yeah.
We were ready to stop watching hockey. I don't recommend that. But we were that frustrated because they weren't playing with a purpose or with any drive or any emotion or any care or any commitment. It was awful.
Yeah,
it really was. And you could think, oh, it wasn't. No, it was bad. And it was a regurgitation of most of the season before, where you had guys not playing with any urgency at all and zero give a shit. The give a shit meter had been turned off, and that's how they were playing.
That game against St. Louis was the low point.
Oh,
there was that stretch they couldn't complete a pass. They weren't getting shots on net. It was
weren't even in the same ballpark as St. Louis. Looked like a group of all-stars playing against kids.
And it was after that game that Huska, that's probably as harsh as Huska gets. That was him peeling paint, I suppose. And after that game, they played Dallas and lost, but they were better. And then they got the win against Seattle. I'm trying to go back, but since that spot, they've actually played quite a bit better. So, we'll get some questions in here. Again, if you're on the Facebooks or the YouTubes or whatever, you can get into the chat. From Handsome Dan's Vacation Rentals, is Huberdeau a better fit on the third line than any other, and should he stay there?
No. He's a better fit? No, he's not a good fit for any third line. He's not a third line player. If you can't put up points, he shouldn't be playing.
And he's not a checker.
And
He's
you're not
not a
going to
guy-
turn him into a checker.
No, there's no Steve Yzerman.
The day he
situation
turns
here.
into a checker is the day he gets a bad back and can't play.
Yeah. So everyone's trying. Everyone's trying to find the spot.
Well, yes. We'll
Yeah.
do the questions.
Do you think it's that it is now the time to put Uberdo in the press box from Jerry?
Again, you can do it. I just don't know that it helps anything. I've my opinion, I don't think it's going to work out in Calgary. It's not going to work out unless if you want to have it, give it a chance, then play him 25 minutes a night.
Yeah.
And sending him to the press box isn't going to change a thing. I'm okay with it. I don't care because he's playing on a third line, not accomplishing anything. And you can have someone else out there that might be giving them an opportunity. It might be better off for your team, but you're not going to get anything out of Huberdeau by sending him to the press box.
Yeah. We talked about that with
His
McLennan
confidence
last
is
week,
shot
right?
already.
Yeah. When we were talking to Jamie McLennan last week on Wednesday, it was the day after he'd been benched. And you can put him in the press box, but what is it going to accomplish? You're going to embarrass him further. It's not going to do anything.
It's just alienating him more.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not gonna. I don't care because I can't be on his side because he's not accomplishing anything. I can't say, oh, you can't put him up there. I don't think you're gonna need him, and I don't think you're gonna get anything out of him. But putting him in the press box doesn't do anything.
You know what it's going to do? It's going to exacerbate the situation. I think that's the right way to use that. Richard, question for the end. Does a trade for Duclair from San Jose help or hinder the Flames, assuming we don't lose a roster player? Well, what do you, again,
what's your goal?
What are you giving up for him? It just goes back to they played in Florida. They played well together in Florida. To me, it kind of feels like you're chasing something that isn't there.
You'd be better off eating $5 million and sending him to San Jose. Let them have it.
Yeah, let them try and figure the shit out. Because is Duclair not a UFA?
Why do
see
you
a
want
bit of this,
Duclair
right?
at his age on this team when you think that we should be rebuilding? I mean, again, unless you're not Richard, unless you're not of that opinion. If you're,
I think it's just how do you unlock this guy? And it wasn't the coach, and it wasn't playing on the left side, and it's not been a lot of things. So
when
I'm not trading any assets to try and make that work. Sorry. Rhett and Boomsy, what's your favorite snake while watching a game? I'm guessing snack.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be?
Mm-hmm.
Or favorite protein shake? What's your favorite shake while you watch the game?
I do love the French vanilla shake.
Yeah, I get a little chocolate in there. Some bananas. Delicious. Favorite snack? It's just popcorn. We try not to have snacks on hand in the house, so if I'm gonna snack, it's probably just gonna be popcorn.
I'm a miserable chip head. I can't resist.
Chips are so good.
If they're here, they get eaten. It's the
Yeah.
stupidest thing in the world. You go to the store when you're hungry, you end up, these 2 for whatever. You get 4. And the next day you're like, you're such an ass. Like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah. Glamburger79 asks, where are y'all at with Lindholm these days?
I'm unimpressed.
I thought he was okay tonight.
But he was okay tonight, but I'm not. And again, on his behalf, I think he's a player that's more effective on a really good roster.
Yeah.
On a deep team that's winning games. Again, it's convenient, but you use Boston because they lost Bergeron. He'd look damn good in a Boston jersey playing on a team like that.
Yeah, he'd look very good in his old Carolina jersey in Boston. Where am I at? I think it's a good player who's had it with his scenario here.
Yeah.
He's not coming back. There's not going to be an extension. So he's just biding his time until he gets out. And if that's trade deadline or end of the year, that's what it's going to be. What would a return for Lindholm look like? Again, we talked about it, I guess, a little bit on the other show. It's got to include a first and a player. You would hope some sort of a prospect. But we've been down this road before where you think you know what you're getting. But man, Lindholm's, he's not elite. And we're not thrilled with how he's played. But he is a center who can score and make plays. He's durable. He doesn't miss a lot of time. He's smart.
Go up and down your lineup, really, if you want him to.
Yeah. He can do a lot of things for you. Kill penalties, be on the power play. He would be one of those guys that if I was Craig Conroy, I'd really be you go to where do you want to go? Like what's going to work? A la Kachuk. We'll
sign you, give you the 8
right.
years.
We'll try and get you there. We'll sign you to the 8-year extension here because that team can't. We'll get you the extra year on the back end of it, and it might get us more in a deal. And let's see if we can make this work. I don't know when you have that conversation. Maybe it's already happening or it's happened, but
again, it's the money thing. I think you get a lot in return, and you get even more if you'll chew on some of the contract.
Yeah, and it's only till he's a UFA, obviously. So every week that goes by, it's less. It's prorate kind of thing. So yeah, you want to eat some money and try and facilitate a trade, you could get a real good. Well, what'd you get for Kachuk, right?
Yeah,
different players, but not totally, not apples and oranges. Obi Wood Kenobi. Thoughts on why they publicly say they're taking offers on UFAs when they've clearly been available for a while? Well, I don't know that they have said they're taking offers publicly. Because Conroy was asked that was in the LeBrun and Dreger piece, that Conroy opted not to comment on what was going on. So I'm not trying to be cheeky there. I don't think the Flames have said, "Hey, we're open."
I don't
for business.
give a shit what anyone says in this news. I really don't. Whether they say they are or they aren't. If you're not taking effing offers, what are you doing?
Yeah, because if you go back a week, not even half a week, when the Zadorov thing happened, Conroy said, "We're not in a rush to do anything." So if anything, I think they publicly said they're not taking offers.
And again, I don't buy any of that.
But
bullshit
clearly, clearly they are. So, you can't. What is said publicly is very rarely what you can take as gospel. So, will Pinder finish all the Nuggets? There is no chance. I see no chance. On Thursday, we're going to be doing this show. We're going to be watching the hockey game from Greta.
You are not thinking about this rationally.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay.
He's not. He's a pain in the ass and a pompous prick and a know-it-all ass.
Keep going.
But he is not a quitter. Pride alone will drive him to a deathly demise.
I mean, you're right.
He will put himself in the grave to accomplish this because he will not. His ego. Have you ever seen him lose an argument? You think that he's going to fail in this? Like, there's no way.
I've seen him lose arguments. He just doesn't know he's lost them. He just continues to fight to the death.
And this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just wanted the gut.
A irrational animal.
Yeah,
trying to do something, and he's going to get attention for it. No chance he fails. No chance.
This is one thing, though. He can't just talk his way out of. Right? He can't talk circles around it. It's
Saturday. He'll make some weird ass.
Yeah.
I did it. I didn't leave.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, we had a football bet in our fantasy football a couple of years ago. We were head to head. Whoever lost had to eat the deficit or the decision in terms of points in chicken nuggets. And I beat him by 42. So coming up on Thursday, he's going to attempt to eat 42 chicken nuggets.
If you had a time allotment and that was it, a certain amount of time, then I would have a conversation that he couldn't get it done. With this wide open window, it's over, man.
Do we have, Jack, and you can say no, do we have the video that we played on the other show?
I don't have it on me, but I can grab it quick.
Okay, just grab it, because these are not.
Spoon, you're right.
Pinder will pass out before he quits. You're probably right. And I'm not putting any time limit on it. If he wants to use sauce or he wants to use beer to wash it down, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But these aren't fast food drive-through nuggets. They're the street nuggets at Greta.
He will go make himself yak if needed. Like this,
Now, should I put a no yak?
There you go.
Contingency
if you
in
have
there?
a list of, qualifications and rules that he has to follow, a time limit, or you're right, then okay, maybe this isn't doable. But just having an empty, open, go get this done, he's for sure. And people are going to be watching him. He doesn't fail in a crowd.
So there he's getting some high kicks in. He's stretching his hammies out. He went to Greta to kind of scope things out. And look at they are like pieces of chicken. There. Well done.
See, and you've already underestimated his willpower. He's been there. He's talked to the chef. He's put in a good word. He's paid the chef off. The chef is going to cut those things in half and be small. Like, he's negotiated this prior. Like, you have totally underestimated him.
Now, he's in California and he's been on holidays for over a week now. How does that play in? Because he's going to land, I think, on Wednesday, and then the next day, yes, he has to do it. So
the radiation and the constipation.
That's
right.
Yeah, the air travel is going to get him. So come by Greta on Thursday. There's Thursday night football. Flames have got the Canucks just down the street at the Dome. If you're going to the game, come by Greta afterwards and hang out. And we'll see if Pinder's still living. I honestly, it's so much chicken. It's so much. But he does everything he can to prove me wrong. Always. Always. Which is why I wonder if he finds a way to do this somehow.
For sure.
And he'll cheat. He'll be hiding some chicken under the lip of the table or something like that. What's the over-under set at? Well, for puking, we talked about, I said 30 feels like
30 is going to be a effing wall if he's trying to do it.
Yeah.
If he's just spreading it out and eating one every 5 minutes.
Yeah. And you know what I like is I think what he's going to do is not get all of them at the same time. They're going to come out of the kitchen. If you can kind of look at them all at once, you can wrap your head around it. Okay, here I am. I'm 3/4 done. I'm half done. Would they just keep bringing more plates of friggin' wings out or of nuggets out? That'll work. I like it. I want to set up a camera. We'll have one just kind of a dedicated camera on the table because he'll get up and he'll move around and he's got to talk to people and he's going to have to tell people how awful Zadorov is and how great this guy is and all that. So, but you're probably right, Rhett Shaw. You're probably right. And you saw there at the end, it's a nugget eating night, raising money for the ALS Society in support and in honor of Chris Snow. So there you go. Even more reason to come by.
Awesome.
Even more reason. What do you think, Jack? Have we
lots of questions still?
Okay, well, yeah, sure.
It's 11 o'clock here, Jack.
Is it a fire? Fire him in there, Jack, you boy. If you're on the Facebook or the YouTube, you can get some questions in. Is Vladar going to be traded anytime soon? That's from Harshawn.
I wouldn't trade for him if I was another team right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you're...
Depending on what the Flames want in return. A fifth? Well, sure. I don't think they want a fifth.
Yeah, it's probably not worth it. You need him to play better.
And I'm still in love with the idea that they move Markstrom. And if they're moving Markstrom, they need Vladar. You have to have two goaltenders.
No, I know. There's Super Dave. Is Markstrom tradable?
He's tradable, especially if you contract.
If in theory, yes. But we don't see these kind of deals happen very often. He's got time left on his contract, which you would think it's a good thing, but for cap, it's
again, you could move it through another team too, right?
Yeah.
So you could literally say, okay, we're going to eat 1.5. So what's he at? 6.5 or 6?
6.
Okay, so you eat 1.5 and you send them to San Jose and you get them to eat 1.5 if they're into it. I don't even know what teams will do this, but you could literally get them down to a couple $1 million. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he's tradable.
It makes sense
He might
because
be your
you have
best
a
asset.
I mean, yes, it's another asset that you can trade. You are not going to be, I don't think, a team that's going to be looking at doing any kind of serious winning before his deal is up in a couple of years. You would get a lot for him, and you have, in theory, a goalie that looks like he's prepared to be the next goalie in waiting. He may not be a Vezina guy. Everyone might be wrong about him, but Wolf looks like a guy who you have to give a shot to be your number one moving forward. Yes. Just everyone you talk to tells you it can't happen.
Neither can flying cars, and they're out there.
That's true. Is it the system why Huberdeau is playing poorly? It's
Because he's broken.
He's a broken player right now. And it happens.
Mm-hmm.
You see it sometimes. Guys just lose it. And
not enough vitamin D.
Is that it? He's not getting up and staring at the sun.
He's not grounding. He's not getting out. There's no sunshine, not enough sunshine for him. And at a certain part of the time of the year, you don't get vitamin D from the sun in Calgary.
You don't?
Once you're above a certain, what are the parallels or
that's right.
latitudes or whatever the hell it is? Once
Yeah.
you're above a certain, you don't get any vitamin D.
Attitudes and latitudes. And how can you ground when it's cold out?
Well, it's tough. That's just it. They say go grounding, but you can buy a PEMF mat, and that will do it for you.
Yeah, I've seen that actually. Gary Brocker. We had one there. We were busy talking about from Dylan. How the UFAs are performing, how much worse can the Flames get if they trade them? Weaker defensively for sure, but are we losing any offensive upside with how they are playing right now?
It's impossible to know, but we've said it. We said it the Tanguay, Ginla, Kiprasov era. Oh, you can't trade these guys. Well, yeah, you because you'll be so much worse. And it's like, no, you could have traded all of them and gotten a bunch of kids, and they'd have been just fine. Those kids would have found a way. Connor Zary, you give him a chance, and he's showing you that these kids can accomplish things. It doesn't go from 50 to 0.
Yeah. You're not playing shorthanded every night.
Yeah.
You still get to put guys on the ice. There's an opportunity to turn it quicker. You can save a few years. You can save a few years of a rebuild, retool if you commit to it. I really believe that.
Mr. Edwards, will you please eat some? Here's the reasons why we need you to. We're going to trade a bunch of these assets, but we need to pay half their salaries. Because if we trade Hanifin, then sign him to the 8-year deal to a place he wants to go and eat half of his salary for this year, we're going to get 2 firsts instead of 1. And I'm just throwing out numbers. And if we trade Markstrom right now, we eat half his salary. He's a $4 million guy that we can trade. We're going to get a first and a second. Arrangements we did with the Hanifin deal, we're going to get another first and a second, or 2 firsts.
Whatever.
Vizadorov's going to get us a second, especially if we eat half. Tanev's going to get us, I don't know. What's Tanev worth? 3rd? 2nd? I don't know.
2nd. I would
Sure.
love a 2nd, yeah.
Right? Who else?
Or maybe you're getting a player, right? Maybe a team doesn't want to give. You're getting a player who was drafted in the 2nd round from a year or 2 ago. Like whatever. Just get something for them.
You're going to restock, and especially if Mr. Edwards will eat some of the salary.
Are you speaking to Mr. Edwards right now directly?
I am giving you the look, Murray. Come on. Do it for us. Turn this thing around.
That's your Murray look?
Yeah.
Do you call him Murray or Mr. Edwards?
I usually call him Mr. Edwards.
Yeah. But right now, because it's
so
like
serious.
We're so connected to him right now.
Yeah. Text in.
Yeah. Somebody was agreeing with your about the sunlight at Calgary over the winter months.
There's nothing to disagree about. It's science.
There's nothing to disagree about. That's probably going to do it. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for we got to wrap this up. Rhett turns into a pumpkin.
I gotta get some
Getting
nachos.
late. Got to get you some nachos in you. Where can I get that hat? That is a Origin Brewing. Origin. Strathmore. Origin Brewing and malting and brewing. They've got the farm just outside of Strathmore. In Strathmore, they have their tap room, and in the back, they have their malting facility and their brewery. They've got all kinds of beer. Go check out, just Google it online, Origin Brewing. You're going to find the website. You'll see all the beers that they've got there. We said it on the other show today. National on 17th and National West Hills just got the Origin homegrown lager on tap. The homegrown lager, that's kind of you want a nice crisp lager? I do like the Mexican that they've got there as well. They've got a red, the Rockyford Red. They got the IPAs going. They just came out with that other one, the kind of the pear.
Oh,
It's purple.
Purple pear sour.
Do need some of those. But yeah, they've come on board with us, and the beer is awesome, and the people are great, and they're going to be a big part of everything that we do moving forward. Looking forward to it. So it's Origin. Yours is a nice hat. Yeah. That a boy. So that it's a win. They come home, take on Vancouver on Thursday. And I mean, the question, I guess, would be what with Coronado, what has to happen for him to come back up?
Well, he's got to be put in a place to succeed. Right. So, like I said, take Greer out. Okay, well, you're not going to play him on the fourth line with.
No.
I don't even know who the fourth line is, I guess. But point being, you want him with talented players.
Yeah.
Like a Backlund and a Mangiapane.
It's funny.
Lindholm and a Mangiapane.
Like what's happened is you would think, okay, well, Pospisil's going to go down or Zari's going to go down. Well, they're not immediately anyway. They both got points tonight. They're both playing well. So yeah, it's keep putting up some points in the American League. And I don't know, maybe it is a Walker doer, but like you say, you've still got to find that spot for him. I don't know that Ruzicka needs to play with Lindholm and Mangiapane on that left side.
I would rather see Coronado.
Yeah. Never dull, Retro. Never dull. Appreciate all of you for being a part of it here tonight on YouTube and watching it on the watching it online, downloading the podcast. Support the sponsors. Give us a like. It helps do what we're doing. And it'll be Pinder and myself after the game from Greta on Thursday night. See ya, buddies.